Bismillah. Okay, today we are going to study our second economic system, that is about planned economic system. In free market economic system, we said all the resources they are privately owned, and the basic economic questions what, how and for whom to produce, they were answered by the market forces of demand and supply. But here in this planned economic system, as its name is showing us, there is a central planning mechanism by the government of a country. Government is having central planning. What it is? Central planning. And that central planning will tell us about how resources are allocated in this economic system. The government body will be deciding what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Alright? So we have these three questions to be answered by the market forces of demand and not by the market forces of demand and supply, but by the central body or by the central government. So they are deciding how much of wheat will be produced, how much of rice will be produced, how many televisions will be produced, and how much of defense items will be produced by the government. So their central planning division will be deciding what, how and for whom to produce. So basically here the fundamental economic questions, they are answered by the government. That's why we say it is a planned economic system. Market forces of demand and supply, they don't have any effective role to answer these questions. Majority of the things they have been decided by the government. So private businesses, they are allowed, but to a very, very small scale. If any private sector business is growing by a faster rate, so in that case what is happening, government will nationalize that business. Because this economic system was made by Karl Marx, and he was saying in his book, he said, we find unequal distribution of income in the free market economy, which is the root cause of socio-economic problem. When we are having different economic groups, so those who are not having enough income to fulfill their needs even, so they will be snatching the incomes from the rich people. Karl Marx. This system is also called Marxism. Marxism means Karl Marx, he was a German economist, and he wrote this planned economic system or socialism or communism. His teachings were considered to be in order to make a central planned economic system. So according to them, what is happening, they said in our economic system we will have the equal distribution of income, that all the people of the same category, same qualification, same skill, they will be having the same level of income. And anyone who is having a high qualification, he can be provided a high level of income growth. So here, basically, government is having the public ownership of resources. What is there? Public ownership. That means everything belongs to the government. There are no private rights to own private properties and private businesses. Everything is owned by the government. That's why the government is providing basic necessities of life to each and everyone at the doorstep. So food, shelter, clothing. Who is supplying food, shelter and clothing? That will be supplied by the state to everyone. This is the responsibility of the state or the responsibility of the government of a country to provide the basic necessities, food, shelter and clothing to It is also the responsibility of the government to provide employment to everyone. Employment opportunities will be created by the government and people will be employed in the public sector. Public sector organizations, they will be employing the people in different categories. Like everyone is provided education. Those who are more qualified, they can compete for the higher posts of government jobs or public sector jobs. Then they are providing the higher end of income, the salaries, and later on what happens, they will be provided the best shelter place to live in and food and clothing, everything. So basically here the government is having the responsibility to provide shelter to everyone, to provide jobs to everyone, to provide food, shelter and clothing to everyone. This is the main thing. Suppose like our Pakistan Army is having one type of planning division. So a person who is ranked as brigadier, you can say major general as well, they are provided more facilities, more salaries, a more big house than a major or any low ranked officer. Okay, so they are also having this thing. Food is also provided to them at subsidized rate, and shelter is also provided by Pakistan Army to their armed individuals, and clothing they can also have subsidized things from army depots. So if this model is implemented to the whole country, then everyone can get food from the government shop. Shelter can be provided by the government. Government is producing so many houses and then they are allocated to every person according to his placement in the public sector job. If he is a lower level of official, he will be provided a smaller house. And if he is a high level of official, he will be provided a big house. Even different facilities like public sector maintained car or public sector maintained other perks, they can also be provided to that person who is placed as a high ranked official. Okay, so clothing that can also be purchased from the public shops.
Free of cost? Free of cost?
Not free of cost, at subsidized rate. Because government is providing employment opportunities to the people and they are paid according to their ranks. So once they want to buy food, they go to the market. Keep it in mind, market is there, but in every shop, who is sitting? One of the government employee. What I say? Basically, government will be providing the salaries to the people, and if they want to buy food, where they go? They go to the market. And at the food shop, who is sitting? The government employee. You buy the food from the government shop. You buy the clothing from the government shop. They are at a subsidized rate. In every market, if you go to the shoe shop, government has supplied them. If you want to buy television, government has produced them. So all the shopkeepers which are sitting in their shops, they are not having their private businesses, but they are the employees of the government, and they are provided the salaries against their jobs. This is the mechanism how planned economic system is working. We find all the people sitting in the shops, they are also the employees of the government. If we say the public schools are present, the public schools, they are having the state employees teachers, state employed teachers, state employed doctors. So everywhere we find no private sector which is showing us more economic efficiency, but here state is providing jobs to everyone, shops are opened by the state. If any business is growing in a larger scale, government will snatch that business and that will be nationalized because it will cause unequal distribution of income. Okay? So according to them, there is public ownership of resources. They don't have profit maximization as a goal. They don't have any motivation to maximize the profit. What is their aim? Their aim is to maximize the social welfare. What are they going to aim? Their aim is to maximize the social welfare of the society. The collective welfare maximization, that is the main aim. Alright? That's why government is subsidizing majority of the goods, because their aim is to maximize the social welfare in the society, and everyone should live in a harmony in order to have the same level of income of the same category of people. They should be provided similar types of housing, similar types of facilities of life. Alright, so basically motivational force is what government is deciding. They want to maximize the social welfare instead of profit maximization. Public ownership is there. And what type of control we are having in this economic system? State is having the 100% control. Private sector is having no control over the economic activities. So there is 100% state intervention. Government is intervening in all the economic activities. Like if there is a farmer who is cultivating his piece of land, the government will take away his piece of land and ask him that he is now the employee of the state. He has to cultivate his piece of land and he will be paid the salary from the government. So what type of motivation that farmer will be having? He will be paid the salaries whether production is there or not. The government hasn't produced the insecticides. All types of insect killers, medicines, they are also supplied by the government to the farmers. If these pesticides are not provided to the farmer, he is not taking care of his crops because he is not the owner. He is the employee of the state. So employee will have the feeling to earn his salaries rather than to maximize his earnings through selling the crops. If government is producing more defense items and it has ignored the production of pesticides and threshers and food is not grown properly, then there will be shortage of food in this country. Because they have allocated resources in the production of weapons in order to capture other countries. This is what is central planning failure. Basically, they decided to have central planning system through directives they are setting. Now what are they doing? They are setting production targets. Setting the production targets. If any manager of the firm he is able to achieve that production target, then his firm will be, the firm is also state owned, and they have given a production target to produce 1,000 televisions by the end of the 3 months in the first quarter. If that production unit has achieved this target, they will be provided the productivity bonuses. This is the incentive they are providing. Now look here, what is happening? When they are focusing on the quantity to produce, like they have to meet their production targets, they will be ignoring the quality of the products. At one time, quantity is achieved, but at the cost of the qualitative product. Quality cannot be achieved. That's why the state supply products, they are having poor quality when they have set the production targets instead of focusing on the quality of the goods. Alright, so this system, it is also having some of the positive things. What are these things? They have all types of.
Sir, इस तरह के सिस्टम में तो लोगों के पास इतनी चॉइस नहीं
नहीं
होती
होगी.
जैसे एक ही ब्रांड होगा
Yes.
उसके लिए बस
State has provided things. What are the outcomes? Outcome is that the government is taking care of the lives of the people. Like food, shelter and clothing, they will be supplied by the government to everyone. There is no worry about the job opportunities or the job placements. Government is taking the responsibility to provide jobs to everyone. And government will be trying to have the equal distribution of income. And it will be producing what types of goods? Basically, the necessities, public and merit goods, they are more supplied. Alright? Whatever the demerits are there, their production is usually decreased and they they are less supplied or even not supplied. Okay, so this system is focusing on equal distribution of income, and it is having more access to the basic necessities of life, and more of public and merit goods they are supplied. Okay. Basically, as we said, it is so simple to run this system in order to provide the basic necessities of life, but it is not that much simple, because there are the planning failures. Government has overproduced some of the goods and underproduced or even not produced other goods. Like televisions, they have been overproduced, which are not in demand. So the resources, they are wasted in the overproduction of the goods, because there is a less demand of those televisions, but government has produced. And the food items, they are produced less. Government hasn't taken care of the supply of foods. Rather, they have produced more of the defense items. Alright. So planning failures will have the shortages of some of the basic necessities of life. Okay. And they are having overproduction of other goods which are unnecessary to be produced, or less should be produced. Planning failures are there. And what types of main products they are produced? They are making defense of the country stronger and stronger. All planned countries, they want to focus on the defense of the country. They do not open international trade. They ban international trade, that they don't want to trade with other free market economies. What is the reason behind it? Do you know what is the reason behind it?
सर अगर उधर सैनिक की क्वालिटी ज़्यादा अच्छी है तो लोग वो
This is the main thing. The quality of this planned country, the product quality is very poor. If they allow international trade, more qualitative goods will be flowing to this country from the free market economic system. So consumers, they will be buying more qualitative goods rather to buy from their own products which are produced by the state of the country. Alright? That's why this country is not having opening of international trade with other countries. They are having the fear of occupying their markets by the other products which are produced by other countries. And one more thing, they want to keep their exchange rate fixed. As state is having full control over all the economic activities, so they will keep their exchange rate fixed. Alright. So this is the main thing. They don't have international linkages. International linkages, they are very, very weak as regard to their economic prosperity. So they don't want to trade with other countries, they don't want to share their goods with other countries. So that's why these countries will become the landlocked country. They are just having the economic activities within their own territories.
सर अभी आजकल अभी के
Its example, that was USSR, United Soviet Socialist Republic. That was the Russian state. Russia occupied, nowadays it is Russian Federation. After the First World War, this state was established in Russia. They have taken this system from the teachings of Karl Marx and they have implemented it over here. That was the second superpower of the world. They tried to have everything controlled by the state. They were also spending money on the space stations. They were having very, very stronger defense. They occupied many of the countries. Okay? Central Asian states and some of the Central European states, they were also occupied by USSR, Russian Federation. But the thing is that when they were fighting in Afghanistan in order to capture it, all types of weapons they were produced and food was less produced. And in 1991, this was a man-made system, this was not a natural one, and it took the life of 70 years to be collapsed. And the whole system, whole catastrophe that was collapsed due to internal shortages of food. People were not providing the basic necessities of life. Even government was planning to produce more defense, nuclear weapons, and those weapons did not help this country to save its territory from its breakage. So the whole country of USSR that was out of the world map in 1991. Alright. Now we are having so many states instead of this USSR. We are having Russian Federation. Now it is Azerbaijan, Armenia, and we are having Dagestan, Bosnia, Chechnya. These were all released after the collapse of USSR. Alright. So USSR, that was one of the superpower. Now they have again. Now what happened after their economic collapse? Now they adopted free market economic system again. All right. So basically, that was called a Cold War between the two economic systems, USA and USSR. They were fighting in Afghanistan. All right. So they fought over there for many years, 16 to 17 years. And that battle was prolonged for 2 generations of Afghan people. Many people were murdered during that. Alright. So what happened? This system was collapsed due to its planning failures. And this is very, very unnatural that government will take care of all the people in all the aspects. Okay? So due to this thing, and this system that has emerged another income group. What is that income group? Bureaucracy. Those who are the government officials of high rank officials like DCOs, they are providing what? More facilities of life as they are controlling and they are implementing the government policies. Bureaucracy, a new class of income group that was emerged in this planned economic system. This system is still working in China as well, but they have amended their economic planning system after the collapse of USSR. China is also having this system, but they have amended their economic activities according to the favor of the free market. Maybe you can say now more investors, they are investing in China to produce all types of them. If it is purely planned system, then no private sector will be working in China. Alright. So their central plannings are there. They are allowing the private sector to run their system very effectively. So planned economic system is having more drawbacks than the free market economic system. Okay. The quality of goods are not very high. They are just an average or below average. Consumers are not having too much choices to buy the goods and services. They are only provided job placements according to the government scales, not according to the competitive wage salaries are paid, wages or salaries are paid. They are having only what type of the thing? State plan. The government will become stronger and stronger. Okay? But people, they will become more poor. As the claim was that we will have more equal distribution of income that was not achieved even by this planned economic system. So nowadays we are having mixed economic systems throughout the world. More or less all the economies, they are mixed now. If state is having more role, then we can say this is a planned economic system. If market is having more role, then state is a free market system. But this is decided, this is ultimately clear that all the economies, they are having state interventions. Alright, the planned economic system mainly that focuses on public ownership, social welfare maximization, basic necessities of life they are provided by the state, and job opportunities they will also be created, but it will be having more very poor lifestyle of the people, and everything will not be taken care by the government. Okay, so it has more drawbacks than the free market economic system due to the planning failure and many of the other things which are not good for the economy of the country. Alright, so by tomorrow we will be doing the mixed economic system in short period, and then we will be seeing the transition of an economy from planned system towards a free market, because after the collapse of USSR, many countries they shifted from planned to free market. So what changes they have taken place, we will be studying.